Oh, hey there, how's it going, everyone? Apologize, I'm a little disheveled over here. This was an ad hoc stream. Decided to do it kind of at the last minute, so not everything is set up. Let's get some video up in here. Looks like the mic should be going. Oh, just a little bit more adjustments. Why did this stop? That's the question. This was here. Refresh, reconnect. I had a camera. Don't worry, this is part of the stream. Just pretend like stuff is happening. You get to imagine it. There we go. I think that's going to be better. There. All right. This is a Steam Deck. Got it a few days ago. I've been really excited to play with it, but I haven't been able to because I wanted to do some testing. I intentionally bought the base model because it was significantly less expensive than the mid or high range model. And even though those came with games, which would have been cool, I don't know. I just didn't want to spend that kind of money for those models. And the problem with the base model is that it only comes with like 64 gigabytes of internal storage, which, that doesn't work out very well when you're trying to download games. I've never played, for example, I was going to try Apex Legends. I've not played it before. I couldn't even download it to the device because there was no storage available. So I've got a hard drive here that we're going to pop in. It's real small. And this is going to take me from 64 gigabytes of storage to 256 gigabytes. And I know that I think there should be anyway. This is a 3D printed stand that I made so that the Steam Deck could kind of sit without having to lay flat. Yeah, I've got a memory card slot in here for a micro SD card. And I think I do have a spare micro SD. I upgraded my Switch's storage recently, so I might pop that in there too. But I definitely wanted the faster, like NVMe. I think this is M.2. And so I wanted to have that instead. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, let's back up a little bit. I actually got this hard drive a little while ago, and I wanted to put it in, but I wanted to benchmark the difference between the original hard drive that came with the device and the one that I was putting in. And so, like, I did some research and I was checking out different testing suites. Find a good spot for this so that you can see it. That's probably about as good as any. One of the things that I really like about the Steam Deck, one of the reasons why I got it, is that it's like a full-on Linux computer. Like, there's the Linux that you can call it a back end, but it's a full desktop, and the Steam Deck has an x86 x64 processor architecture, and so it pretty much can install anything that is built in that architecture. I'm painting with some wide brush strokes when I say that, but like there's a lot that's compatible with it right out of the box. And so I was trying to get some benchmarking software to run on here, and I was actually having a really tough time with that. And then when I did get it installed and running, none of the hard disk tests would run. I don't know if it was a compile issue, but I was getting like some errors and it just kind of skipped over them. I was able to get things like the graphics tests running, and I ran a test for machine learning. I don't know if that's for training. It must be for training the models because that's the intensive stuff. So I got to run those, but the disk stuff would have been what's important when it comes to flipping out the internal storage, and I didn't get to do that. So instead, we're just going to do this like the real cheap and easy way. I do still want to test this out and see what the differences are. So I'm going to power the Steam Deck down. I'm going to time it and see how long it takes to go from like a boot screen to full on in the Steam interface and like ready to play a game. And then we'll do the swap, and then I'll time it again. And that's just going to have to serve as the benchmark for now, because honestly, I want to play this thing and I haven't really been able to. I've been having fun with it. It's a pretty cool device. It takes a little getting used to. And I wasn't thrilled with the D-pad or the buttons here initially, but again, that was something that I got used to pretty quick. But I've only been able to play a couple of small games that fit on the memory that's currently installed. Let's see. Hopefully the stream is okay. If it's not, I'm going to be checking the chat periodically. If everything kind of sucks, let me know, and I'll try to make adjustments on the fly. Because, I just don't know. Let me just check sound real quick. Let me do a couple of sound checks. Can I hear myself talking? Hello? That was such a good spiel, too. I am not positive. Wait, I gotta turn on the audio here. Oh, sound check. Oh, okay, cool. Good. That would have been awful. Because, live stuff is unscripted, and I feel like I did a good job explaining what we're doing today. Although I did forget something. And then if I had not had sound, that would have been just not cool. Anyway, so once the hard drive goes in, I've got just like standard stuff that any consumer would want to have with their Steam Deck. I've got a case for it. It's just a silicone grip that goes over it. I got a glass screen protector, which I'm not positive that I'm going to put on, but I think that I am. I like having those just in case. I got these little pads that go, oh, look, they got joystick covers too. They go over the touch pads here, because I do like using the touch pads. And unfortunately, when I play games, my hands sweat a lot, and so I tend to wear stuff down, and I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that to this. And then I did get a dock. It's not the official Steam dock. It is this JS Aux dock, but it looks pretty low profile, and it was inexpensive. It had some good reviews on Amazon. And so we'll just break that open and take a look at it. I don't know that I'm going to set the whole thing up, but we'll at least sit the dock in it, because this 3D printed one that I made, while it was a nice design, I did not print very well. It had some lifting up at the corners here, and it's a little bit thick on the edges. It's tough to see. If I zoom in a bit, can we zoom in? I don't know if we can. Maybe we can't zoom in. I'll just watch the zoom. Here it comes. Okay, yeah, but you can kind of see how there's just like some extra extruded material right there. The corners have peeled up, and so it's not ideal. Let's go ahead and move a few things around. I want to get a better view of the Steam Deck for the camera. The Steam Deck did come with this neat case. It's like hard shell, and it's form fitted, and it's very nice, which is why I wasn't positive if I'm going to stick the screen protector on it or not. Because it's just real easy to pop it in that case whenever you're not playing it, and then carry it around. Let's get this powered down. Let's get the camera views set up a little bit better. And let's get a timer application on the phone going. And then we can test this out. It shuts down. Let's matte back a bit. I really want to get one of those setups where like the camera is over the mat. That's where the webcam is at right now. But right now I just got the camera on a tripod. But it's hard to see when I'm working on stuff. I'm going to adjust this too. Steam Deck is off now. Yeah, that wasn't worth it. We're going back. The growing pains of starting a YouTube channel and worrying about stuff that probably doesn't matter. Okay. Let me get my phone out. Let's run this test first. I need a clock with the stopwatch. A good spot for the stopwatch. Oh, you guys can read it if I do this. We'll wait till we get the logo on, and then we'll start the timer. Let's push the power button. I've only ever shut this thing off like twice, so I don't know if I have to hold the... Oh, there we go. Nope, you don't have to hold it. You just have to tap it. I did notice the first time I powered this on, it's not the fastest device in the world. And I'm thinking that's probably because of the storage, because I looked at, the hardware specs on the inside, and it's, it's got like 16 gigs of RAM. Not that that's directly related to speed, but I think it was like an 8-core processor. And of course, it's a new piece of technology. And even if it's not top of the line, it's still faster than a lot of things out there. All right, so probably should have gotten ready to stop that. We're about 35 seconds. It says 36 on the phone because I wasn't ready. But yeah, see, I'm already at low disk space here because I installed... I know you can see the words low disk space now. I was able to install Dishonored on here, which I've never played, and I played it for like maybe an hour last night. What does it say, actually? Yeah, almost an hour. And that was kind of fun, but now I'm like out of space. So this is a much needed upgrade. All right. The phone says 36 seconds. We're going to call it closer to 35, but let's go ahead and get this shut down again. Actually, that probably just put it to sleep. I have seen a few people do this online before, so this looks like a relatively easy upgrade. Shut it down. And as soon as it's done, we can break out the tools. I really wasn't prepared for this. I didn't get the screwdriver set up. It's a last minute decision to do this all on live. I think these were just Phillips screws. Probably need some sort of pry tool. Okay, I'm gonna move this over here. If anyone has said anything yet, I apologize. I haven't seen it. That comes with the territory of just not having things ready to go. I'm going to try and check the chat periodically. All right, but now that this is off, let's flip it over. It does look like just some Phillips screwdrivers here. Phillips bit screws. And probably something like this size we'll need. What do we have here? Like a 0. Actually feels a little small. We'll get a slightly larger one. Much larger. And it's not even a Phillips. I think this is going to work. I'm a fan of your videos. Thanks, Mohid. Appreciate that. I'm a fan of you saying so. I really do appreciate that. This will probably be the one. Yeah, that'll probably work. So it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws around the outside here. Darn lefties, always trying to use our left hands for stuff. It's in the way of the camera. One, two. That one's not out yet, but it's up. That one came out. Let's bump this phone back a little bit more. I really hope I got the right hard drive. I bought it off Amazon. It was significantly less expensive than paying for, the upgraded version on Steam from Valve. I think I paid $30 for the hard drive, and the next version of the Steam Deck was, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look that up. And of course, it came with like games and stuff, so that might be your idea of value, and that might be worth it for you if you're looking at the Steam Deck. I am personally cursed to try and like get lower deal. I mean, I like a good value. I love a good value, love a good deal. But I also love being able to add my own value to stuff. And so when I could buy the base model for 400 and then just pay an extra 30 and then install the hard drive myself, that's right up there. That's something that I like to do. Screws are out. There's a seam right here that I'm not gotten yet. Wonder if this is going to be another pull from the trigger situations. I probably should have reviewed one of the videos that I watched before attempting this. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Obviously, there's the screws there. Okay, I can feel that now. That gave way a little bit. I did see on Valve's website, on the Steam store, that when it was going over the specs for this, and it was mentioning the hard disk space, it's not intended to be user serviceable. Which I found interesting, because one of the things that kind of came out when they were first talking about the Steam Deck was it's a computer, so you can do anything you want to it. But I think that was really meant more for like the software side of things. I gotta focus here. I don't want to break this. That would be unfortunate. Be a different tool to help pry this open. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any screws. I think it was just the 8, but you never want to put too much force on something when you're opening it, because that's when stuff breaks. Everything here is very held together very tightly, and it should just kind of, you hear the small snaps. You should hear like a little release, basically. Okay, here we go. I've got this underneath. Now I think I've got some progress. So I was able to get it started a bit from the top of the deck, and then I went back and I'm at the, oh man, I keep moving this off camera. I'm sorry, that makes it tougher to see. This. I worked my way back toward the micro SD slot side. I went from the bottom here. And now that that's separating, it seems to be doing a lot better. We're making some progress. There we go. Got one side loose. One more to go. I notice that these back paddle buttons are kind of coming with it. I just want to make sure I'm careful for any kind of cables or anything. I didn't think that there were any, but I'm not sure. Take a look. Nope. Okay, cool. Here we go. That's the inside right there. Let me get my face out of the way so you guys can see, because it's pretty cool. Oh no, that's all my face. That's not it. That's not it. There we go. Okay, so obviously we've got like a fan right here. I think that's at least where the GPU is, probably the processor too. One of those two. Big thing here's the battery. All kinds of everything is connected with like several like daughter boards. I'm not even sure which one of these would be like the main board. Interesting. I believe that the hard drive is under this spot right here. Just make a quick adjustment to the stream. I'm getting yelled at by YouTube. Um, Maybe I don't make an adjustment. I'm not sure what I'm looking for here. Video. Do anything there. No, maybe I'm not doing anything. All right, we're just gonna have to deal. I thought there was a way to change the bit rate even while streaming. It's not under advanced here. Resolution's fine. Audio output. Oh no, there it is. Okay, I can do that. What does it say it wants? No, now it just says it's good. Never mind. What's going on your title here? We just got the back off of this Steam Deck, and I need to remember what I was watching. I think that the hard drive is under here. I don't think that too much was taken apart before it went in. I think the battery connector's under here too. Yeah, that's the spot. You guys can see it. Let's take this screw out. It's probably need a different size bit. Once we get this hard drive installed, we're going to do another boot test and see if there's much difference between the base model and this upgrade that I've purchased. It's not going to work there. Well, it feels like that should be in there. I'm afraid of stripping that screw, though. We'll just go slow and gently. There we go. We'll take the shield off. Don't feel it moving. I don't want to engage the motor and strip this out. Going real lightly here with this. And I really do think I need a different bit. Let's get back to this one. All right, now we're in it. Now we got it. Okay. I don't see any other screws holding this down. I do feel something holding it down, though. Could just be how it's laying on this. Unless there's something under here. There is. Of course, there's a screw. See, and that is exactly why you don't force things. There we go. That comes off. Yeah, I really should have looked up how to do this before. Should have verified before I started this process. But here we go. We took the shield off. We got some kind of processor under here. I'm not sure if that's the GPU or the CPU. There's a connector here that says MB, which I assume means motherboard. And then that's the hard disk, the storage that we're going to be replacing. And the battery connector's right here. I'm going to pop the battery connector off, just so that there's no power. And then we can get to flipping in this new hard drive. I think that this just pulls back. Kind of looks like it. Yep, walked it out, no problem. Push the power button to just charge any added electrical stuff. Anything that might be hanging out in there. And it should be pretty straightforward from here on out. You know what I just realized? I don't know how to get the Steam Deck to boot into recovery mode. I'm going to have to look that up. I've got the SteamOS image already installed on a flash drive. That's ready to go. One screw. The storage pops up. That's our new storage. Shielding comes off. And we just bring these two together. Provided we can. I'm not sure that this is going to fit on the new one. I have to open this up, I think. We'll give it another shot before we do that. Maybe it can go this way. Oh, here we go. This is a 256 256 gigabyte Western Digital drive. It is going in place. Ooh, that's not good. Oh wait, maybe it'll still work. This is keyed. It's replacing this 4C 64 gig chip. Change the shielding. There we go. does just kind of slide right in. Resecure our drive. Battery can go back in. Already saw the light pop on. Battery connector was definitely further in than when I pulled it out. That looks pretty good. All right, let's finish reassembling. Got our thermal pads on the bottom here. Just want to make sure that those are indeed still in good condition. And this whole shield needs to basically go on just like that, actually. That just kind of fit right back into place like a glove. Got to make sure those thermal pads are doing their job. Boy, that was a miss. Swing and a miss on the first screw. Good job, me. Managed to hit the tape instead of get it back on the hole. Okay, one screw down. 2 more to go for this shield. And then the back can go on again. That tape back into place. Cool. Put that over it for a second and hit the power button. Immediately heard something kind of spin up in there. But I haven't seen anything else. No other power light, no sound. Oh, the touch pads are vibrating though when I tap them. So that's, oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Manufacturer Dell. That's interesting. Here, let's get a good look at that. I'm not sure what we're exactly looking at here. It's just some kind of report. That might be from the hard drive itself. No, it says network card on here and stuff. Interesting. CPU, 11th gen Intel Core i5. One more time at that. Look at that. I didn't think that popped up. Okay, I'm going to turn this back off. We're going to get the screws in. Close up the case. Close up the case. Get the screws back in. Re-image. Well, it's not re-imaging. It's just going to be imaging this drive. And then we're going to do a boot test and see how much faster it is. I got rogue bits of plastic from my pry tool in here. I don't want to take the time to clean this out right now, but this is going to drive me crazy eventually. Plenty of little clips. Good. And then we'll work our way around here with the screws. These are in order. was not to mess things up. Definitely don't like having screws in the wrong spot. That can be problematic. So we're not completely out of the woods yet because we're not done, but I will say that getting the new disc inside was pretty easy. Probably not the best first project for a beginner, but it's not the worst. Just gonna give these a few more torques by hand just to make sure that they're in. Grab my drive that's got the operating system on it. I think that it's this guy right here. Pop that in, and this is probably like volume up, volume down at the same time, plus the power button. You get into recovery mode. Such is the way with smaller devices, typically. I heard like a little noise. Look at that. Okay, cool. Can't look at that. I haven't shown you. We're in the boot manager now, which is awesome. And it says we got our boot devices, an EFI hard drive, the NVMe, and then EFI hard drive. My flash drive also happens to be 256 gigabytes. And so I'm just going to select that as the boot device. I can do it with the touch pad here. Now, but I do have to push the A button to actually select it. Here we go. Did I pick the wrong one? Something on the screen up by this logo here says completions. I don't know if there's supposed to be more text that comes before that or not. And then remember, once we get this up and in, we're going to do that boot test. Sorry, phone's blowing up over here. Back to what? Let's get back to the task at hand. That's why we're here. We're not here for my phone. We're here for the Steam Deck. All right, so we didn't make any progress here. I'm not sure what I did wrong, but let's get back into recovery mode. And again, I'm just guessing that the key combination is volume up, volume down, and the power button. I got there the first time, so Oh, this does say NVMe. Okay, so it doesn't actually recognize. I don't think it recognizes my flash drive. Hmm. That's unfortunate. That would mean we'd have to sit here while we get while I re-image the Steam Deck image. Let me just take a quick look. Make sure I'm booting into recovery mode properly. See what the internet has to say about this. Steam Deck recovery mode. It just says volume down and power button. When you hear the chime, let go of volume down, you'll be booted into the boot manager. Okay, well, I'm already there, so we're already in the boot manager. That's not a problem. Yeah, so the Steam instructions are pretty straightforward. It does say just download the image, put it on a flash drive that's got at least 8 gigs. I've already got it, so I don't need to re-download it. I will try. I'm going to start re-imaging something here. Got all kinds of flash drives we can use. Just don't know. Oh, I can't use that though. We do need something that's got USB-C. Wait, you know what? I don't think this has the image on it. That would have been incredibly short-sighted. Yep. Nope. I plugged in the wrong flash drive. That's not the one I imaged. That's not going to install anything. So the one that I imaged is probably this guy right here. But that is not USB-C. So I think I have an adapter though. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find that. I should rephrase that I know I have an adapter. It's just going to be finding it that's the issue. We can start with this. We can see if like this kind of dongle thing works. Okay, we're plugged in. Oh man, it did. It just popped right up. Look at that. EFI USB device SanDisk. Let's go down. And I really hope there's enough battery in this thing to install. It's not like half dead or anything like that. It's mostly charged, so I don't think it'll be an issue, but you know, you never know. While that installs, I'm just going to put these bits up and clean up the workbench area a little bit. These pry tools, move them away. Hopefully something happens here pretty soon. Come on, Steam. AJX, I'm glad you think this is sick. I agree with you. This is very sick, and I can finally play games once I do this. I've been holding off on doing that because I couldn't get anything on this old drive here. 64 gigabytes. Not much you can do with that. We're going to do that boot test. And then I do actually have 128 gigabytes on a micro SD card that was on my Nintendo Switch before I upgraded that. So I'll I'll format this and put it into the Steam Deck just for some added memory. Not everything has to be top speed, but you know, I want it to boot fast and you put some larger games on there. Is this thing changing its mind? Is it not booting? Because it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay, back to the Steam website just to double check. In the boot manager, select USB key. Screen will go dark while it's booting, it says. Give it a minute. Well, the screen's not dark. It's got a logo. We'll give it another shot. Let's just power it off, get back to where we were. I know that it saw the USB device once I plugged it in. So theoretically it shouldn't have any issues booting from it, but I should amend it shouldn't have any issues booting without me having to restart the Steam Deck, but you know, we'll see. Boop. Poopa poopa, what's up? It does say my stream's bitrate is out of control again. While we wait, I will drop that down just a tad. I really think it should be that much. It seems awfully low. Ooh, cool. While I had my hand in the way, stuff happened. Good job. Looks like it's booting, but it's doesn't have the right screen orientation. That's okay. We can work with that. Cool, cool. Now it's actually doing something. Nice. So we got some options here. It says clear local user data, re-image Steam Deck, reinstall the SteamOS, and terminal with repair tools. Oh, that's nice. Okay. We're going to re-image. It's the second option here. I'm just going to get right into it because the battery is... Double check my battery. 60%. It does say it's got 4 hours remaining. It's not going to take that long to install this, but... yeah, I'll show you guys this real quick. If you haven't seen the desktop interface before, this is it. It's nice. You can navigate around, I think, with the joysticks. No, it's not letting me do it with the joysticks, but you can definitely use the touchpad and move the mouse around. The right one is for, like, left clicking, and the left one is for right clicking, which is kind of weird, but... it actually doesn't look like it is clicking. I need to, like, do... oh, there's a green plus button there. Maybe I can just tap it. It is a touchscreen after all. Yep, that works. This action will re-image Steam Deck. This will permanently destroy all the data on your Steam Deck and reinstall SteamOS. It cannot be undone. Choose proceed only if you wish to clear and re-image this device. I do. I want to do that. Yes, thank you. We'll proceed. I pressed the proceed button and now stuff is happening. You know what? I think I've got 2 of these open. Yeah, I had 2 of them open. I'm sure I can't zoom in here. Is this zoom locked or something? There we go. I can zoom. I mean, it's not much to look at. If you like watching progress bars and computers telling you that it's writing blocks of memory, then this is right up your alley. I hope this doesn't take long. It's at this point in the stream where I remind myself, man, I wish I had some music. But I might as well take the time to remind everyone that once this is done, we're going to reboot the SteamOS. and see how long it takes to get into like the game. Oh, you know what? I do have to sign into the device first, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll run the test and see how much faster it is to boot up. The original hard drive that it came with, the original memory, it took 35-ish seconds. I stopped the app just a little bit. I wasn't ready to stop it. I don't know why. I wasn't prepared for that, but it says 36. It was like 35 and some change. We'll see if we get much of a difference here. And then once that's done, I've got a screen protector to put on, perhaps. I've got a silicone case to sleeve to put on, and I've got some I don't even know what you call this. It just says dust-proof kit, but it's something to put on the little touch pads so that they don't wear down, because that will undoubtedly happen. It will wear down. All of my stuff wears down. How are we doing here? Screen's going dim. I wish it gave me some indicator of how much more it had. It says, I can't really see it off the side, Imaging OS Partition A. Probably like 5. I think it's just saying that it's at 5 gigabytes done right now. And I don't know how many gigabytes we have to go. Oh, now it's doing stuff. I mean, it was always doing stuff, but then it was doing different stuff. It's like we're getting yelled at again for our bit rate. There's no way this stream is gonna look good if I stream at the bit rate that it wants me to. We'll try it for a minute. We'll see what's up. Oh, cool. We're done. Awesome. Re-imaging complete. Choose proceed to reboot the Steam Deck now, or cancel to stay in the repair image. And, we're going to proceed. There we go. Pop out the flash card. Howdy, howdy. Hey, Jubovic. How's it going? Grab my phone, get it ready to sign us in here. Should be finishing up our installation. Ooh, look at that. All right. We're in the startup screen. We're going to pick some English. Sign into the Wi-Fi's. Whoops, that's not. Nope, 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 nope. It is not the password. All right. We are connected to the internet, and it is installing. I do hope it doesn't need that flash card. I pulled that out already. Flash drive, I should say. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining, and the whole thing will be done. Installing. So the upgrade itself was pretty easy. I think the process of doing the stream made it take a little bit longer than normal. I kind of figured I'd be in and out here in about an hour. And it is. It's been about an hour. Opening the device, putting the storage in, and then re-imaging it. But I thought I'd have like the whole thing done with having put the case on and cleaned it up a little bit. But not so. I am excited to finally put some games on here. It's actually been a while since I've been into like computer games. I mostly game on my Switch just because it's so easy, and I actually really do like the Nintendo Switch a lot. But now I can pick up a couple games with a little bit more intense graphics. Not to mention I've got other people in the house here that are using the Switch at times, and this way I don't care if they use it, because then I can just grab the Steam Deck and play something else. Two more minutes, and then I think we'll be good to sign in. I'm going to I keep saying reimage, but I'm going to flash this micro SD card that I've got. This guy right here. We're going to add another 128 gigabytes of storage to the Steam Deck. Put us at like 368 or whatever that maths out to. Actually, I'll let the Steam Deck format it itself, but I will back up the contents here. Sure, why not? It's about another minute. Should be all done. I guess this is a pretty good time to say subscribe to the channel if you like electronics and 3D printing stuff, like this Steam Deck stand that I 3D printed. So if you like, again, electronics, 3D printing, and games, that's what I do here. Just projects. I'm also on TikTok at printmeister_. But I also, most of the stuff I do is shorts. I upload TikToks and YouTube shorts, and both channels get pretty much the same thing. Sometimes I feel one video is better suited for one audience than the other, and so, you know, it's not exactly the same, but they're real close. So if you pick whatever one you like. Uh, 10 seconds. It'll be done installing, it says. Oh, now it's starting a Steam Deck update download. Okay, cool. So there you go. Now you guys can read that. It's funny, I used to do a lot of like computer repair, and man, you just installing stuff, waiting for stuff to download, and takes forever. But I used to just sit there and watch it. I mean, I'm sitting here and watching it now, but you just want to be ready for it so that when it's done, you can just go get right into it and do what you need to do. But it's also kind of boring. There's not much happening. I do have, since I've pulled out the flash drive, maybe I can plug this in. I wonder if the charger cord will be long enough to get to the port up top here. Actually, you know what we could do, since we're kind of waiting? Let's pull that back a bit, and let's take a look at, this is the dock that I got for it. It's not the official Steam dock, because I think that one was like $70. This one was like 30, I think. 30 off of Amazon. You know, it's Amazon's recommended dock, and it had like a lot of good reviews. I take that with a grain of salt, that it's Amazon's recommended dock. When they recommend something, I kind of just figured that means it is, you know, pretty highly rated, but it also makes them the most money. That'd be my guess. And I will put a link to this though. I'll find the one that I bought and put an affiliate link in the description if anyone's interested. But it says it charges 100 watts, outputs 4K at 60 hertz, all kinds of good stuff. Pretty bare bones. I actually like. It's nice. It's like metal. It's got like this metal feel to it. And there's rubber pads on the bottom to keep the Steam Deck from scraping, so that's nice. This actually does feel pretty good. Got this little like charger condom on it. There you go. Let's take off the 3D printed one. Actually, I will plug in the dock and then plug in the dock to the deck. If the cord reaches. I do wish that this thing had a progress bar at this point. I have no idea what it's doing. I mean, it's telling me what it's doing, but I have no idea how much of it is done. Cool. Yeah, okay, so that's where we plug it in to charge it. There's a charging light that's on. See, it's white. This is an okay dock. I mean, I don't think that it's not a dock so much as it is just like a stand. Like the Steam Deck moves around pretty freely. This one actually did a pretty good job holding it in place. There are like little nubs on here that go inside the screw holes that actually help, you know, stabilize the deck. The dock here does kind of get in the way of the fans or the exhaust. I could move it over, but you know, then it's favoring one side. I mean, you know, that just looks kind of silly. Of course, the fan does vent out the top too, so it's probably not a big deal. Just worth noting. Any minute now would be great if this were to be all done with its update. Might as well take a look at the case next, the cover. Actually, that's a good point. I will bring up the case. So I got a silicone sleeve, which I'd imagine most people get for this because the Steam Deck has its own case that it comes with. It's like form-fitted and hard-shelled. I mean, it is like a canvas, you know, it's covered with like a canvas, but it's like real rigid and sturdy. But because it's form-fitted on the inside, you only want like a real thin silicone sleeve to go over the Steam Deck so it continues to fit in the case. I dropped it, and here it is. Always afraid I'm going to cut myself with the X-Acto knife. I missed a couple stickers, but that's okay. And you know what? It looks like a silicone case. It is what I'd expect it to be. Not much to say about it. Flexible, and it's already picked up a fair amount of particles off of my work mat. This is what I should have been doing a while ago. We should be multitasking here. Of course. We're waiting on this thing to install updates and whatnot. Let's put the sleeve on. Let's break out the, let's get it ready to play. Take it off the charger for a second. Give it a wipe down. Whoops. This is why you don't do that, though. Then you accidentally push buttons. All right. So it says installing now. I hope I didn't restart that process. I don't think that I did. I'm going to stop wiping this thing down, though. I'm kind of hoping it was just coincidental that it finished downloading what it needed to, and now it's actually starting the install process. Because it says it's going to take about another 2.5 minutes. And I take it that this, let's just slide this in. It probably goes in the opening where the screen goes. I don't see any other way you would get this on. This is, in fact, why you don't do this while it's installing. I don't know if you can hear like the little clicks and stuff, but the menu's like, what are you trying to do? And it's like nothing. I'm not trying to do anything. I just want to give you some protection. One side is in, and it looks pretty good. I am slightly concerned that I could rip this, though, on this other side. Is this really how this goes in? Kind of has to go in this way. I'm going to have to use, like, gentle force or something. Gentle force is not really a thing. All right. All right. Yep, it's really just stretch it over. Cool. I didn't love that. I was afraid that I was going to tear the silicone sleeve, but it went on. It's a little loose around the joysticks, but this is good. This is gonna. I like this. It's got some texture here on for my palms because you know we're just gonna sweat all over that. Happy with that. That's for sure. Next, we've got these. Just knock this thing over in the dock. Anyway, next we got the dust prevention kit. Got some covers for the thumbsticks. And I think these are covers for the thumbstick and like inserts for the USB charging port and what? The 3.5mm audio port. Guess I'll do this. I don't know that I'm going to use the dust covers for the charging or audio ports. That seems cumbersome to have to pull those out every time you want to use it. I mean, maybe for the headphone jack, because anything I'm going to use is going to be Bluetooth. We'll do that. Tiny little guy that just goes right up top. But the charging port, I'll be charging this thing on a daily basis. You have to pull that thing in and out all the time? No, thank you. You can go back in the box. My God, this is annoying. Get on there. All right. There we go. I'll probably roll with that a little bit and see how I like it. If it's in the way or obnoxious, I'll take them off. Those aren't the real reason why I bought this kit, though. The real reason is for these. I think this. No, not that. What is that? These right here. I love these touchpads on the Steam Deck. They're the controller inputs. I don't know how much I use them for gaming, but I've already used them quite a bit on the menu navigation and the desktop mode. And I can just foresee a nice shiny like worn down spot right in the middle there. That's, you know, just like a mouse pad or something like that. So I'll put those on. And those can wear down instead. 2 minutes it says remaining. Hopefully that's on an update and I didn't restart the install process. That went on real nice. I don't love the texture as much as I like just the plain old Steam Deck touchpad texture, but I will make do with that. You ever get that? You ever like, you get your phone, you put this case on the phone, and then like you never get to appreciate the phone's actual design and feel because it's just got this bulky case on it. But then the second you take the case off, you break the phone. First world problems. Definite first world problems. Cool. I lined those up pretty good. I was a little bit surprised. Looking pretty sweet there. And then this also comes with 4 more for the back. There are some back buttons. The dock is just kind of getting in the way right now. I don't love how these feel. They're awfully tight. It takes a lot of effort to click them. And I can't see myself using them that often, but you know, I guess better to have them than to not. These are not all the same shape. I should check the instructions first. If there are instructions. Okay, it does say. There is a pattern here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I had it upside down, so it's got to go this way. And then it just goes on like this. It doesn't look like it goes on like that. I got to turn this my way so I can see it. Oh, it does. It covers it. That's nice. It doesn't look like it would. I did notice that, like, when playing this, it seems like you would push on, like, the outside here to activate these buttons, but you can also do it right here. It's just whatever you're more comfortable with. I kind of like pushing the insides better. I found that a little bit easier. Almost done with this. I hope no one cares that they didn't get to see me put the stickers on. I still don't know what these are for. These look to be some kind of sticker too, but maybe it's supposed to, like, cover the grill. Oh, that's probably it, because it's the same. It's like added protection for the fan and whatever's on the back here. That's not just an air intake or something. Two minutes and 2 seconds. If it wanted to go faster, I would not hate that. I'd be okay with that. Okay. The last thing that I got here is a screen protector. And I'm not convinced that I want to put it on. I've got one on my Switch, and I'm glad that I've got that one on. And it's the same brand. Or at least it's the same similarly styled box. But I don't know, that the screen on this picture looks really good in person, and I just don't want anything to get in the way of that. You would think that I would just want to protect that, but again, I'm going to be walking around with this thing in its case. When I'm not using it, it's going to be in the case, and so I don't know that I really need the screen protector. We'll leave it off for now, I think. Hopefully I don't regret that. And I'm probably not going to do these added dust shields either. I don't really want to get anything in the way of the air. I mean, they're cut out, so it's not like it wouldn't actually be restricting airflow that much, if any. But I'm going to go ahead and just leave it like that. All right, we are accessorized and protected. One of these days, the install is going to finish, and we'll do our little boot test and wrap it up. Let's zoom back in there. It says it's got, what, half a minute maybe? Yeah, 30 seconds. Again, this is where music would come in handy. You know, I printed 2 of these stands. Put it right in the way so you can't see. And this is the second one because I forgot to mirror it to get the Valve logo facing the right direction. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't affect how this thing gets used. This was designed for a very specific dock, which I do not have. And that's not really a problem. But I don't like how much material, like I have a bunch of over extrusion here. It is all kinds of bumpy. Little break. There you go. That's awful. Like I don't like that at all. And it's kind of a printer problem. Shouldn't have happened. I usually get a lot better quality than that. But both of my prints have that. I figured that maybe I had just done something wrong with the settings on the first one, so I tried the second one, this one, and it still looks like crap. Did this just go back to 2 minutes? It did. This must be a good update to take so long. And as a reminder, once it's done, I'm going to log in, and then we're going to do a boot test and just see how fast it boots up. The old hard drive was actually closer to 35 seconds. You know, I was just slow to stop it, but you know, that's the time we're looking to beat. Again, this was the base model. It came with 64 gigs. I think MMC memory was what it's called. This guy right here. And I upgraded to 256 gigabytes. Let me see what I got. I think there's a piece of paper here. If I can find it. It's a Western Digital drive. I don't see the paper. It was a Western Digital NVMe M.2 something or other. And then whatever the proper form factor is. Because these drives can be longer. Apparently. And that would not have fit inside this device. Back down to a minute. You can hear the fan running. I mean, I can hear the fan running. I don't know if you can hear the fan running, but not too hard. I've had fun. I have played a little bit of games on this so far. But again, because there was only 64 gigs in there before, I tried installing, what was it, Apex Legends or something like that, and it just wouldn't install it because there wasn't enough memory. I did play a couple of small indie games. I played Downwell for a bit. I forgot how much I liked that game. That's fun. And that, ran great, of course, because there's nothing to it, really, processor-wise. And I played something with mages. Mini mages, perhaps? Micro mages, that's what it's called. Which is like a Nintendo game, an NES game that was made a few years back. And I'd really like to have the actual cartridge for that game, because that's cool. I like the idea of that. I'd like to make a Nintendo game at some point and maybe get it released on an actual cartridge that you could put in an actual Nintendo. But that's a fun game too. I played that a little bit, and I played Dishonored for about an hour last night. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I really need to get this new drive in here. Because again, I tried running some benchmark tests on this before, and I just could not get the disk benchmarks to run properly. I don't know if they needed to be recompiled, or it was having some kind of issue. I got the GPU tests to run, and I got some machine learning tests to run fine, but it's the disk. If the disk tests don't run, I can't properly benchmark it, because that's what we're replacing here. So that's why we've got the good old fashioned quick and dirty boot timer test. I would have loved to have had, a whole printout or something that could have gone online on a website, and then everyone could look at it. And I might still do it. Like, I might still install the rest of the tests and just blow through those. I mean, I say blow through, but really it would take, from the estimates of the software that was on here, it would take well over a day, if not a couple days, to benchmark absolutely everything. But that would be cool. I don't know if that's already out there for people to see or not. I feel like someone would have done that by now. I'm not an early adopter to the Steam Deck here. This isn't one of the first few. This thing's been around now for a little bit. People have already done cool things to it, like put Windows on it. Which, that's fine. I don't think I need to do that. Extracting some packages. I might, though, just for fun. Try putting Windows on there. Just to see it. I hear it's a little bit slow, a little bit buggy. I also hear there's not an audio driver, or there wasn't when I looked into it. So, okay. Update complete. That was the update. I did not restart the installation. Thank goodness. Update complete. Launching Steam. Let's get signed in, and let's run our test. And then we can call it a stream at that point. And if you guys got anything that you want to see, I'm just showcasing projects that I like to do right now. And again, that's 3D printing, that's small electronics and video game stuff like this. I also repaired like a friend's Xbox 360 controller, and that was fun. But like, if there's something that you guys want to see, feel free to hit me up. You can leave a comment in this video, leave a comment on another video. I don't know, does YouTube have a messaging feature? And we'll work it into the schedule. English, Eastern Time, and still that Wi-Fi. Okay, cool. Let me get signed in. Time to sign in with my Steam account. It's got this cool, here, I might as well show you. If you guys are Steam users, you've probably seen something like this before, but you can sign in with the QR code, or just, punch in your username and password. I got the Steam mobile app here, though. I'm just going to QR code. If I can figure out how to do that. Not the account details. Oh, probably the little shield for security. Yeah, maybe like that. Yep. Okay. Signed in. Loading user data. Zoom out a little bit now. Let me get me out of the way here. Let's see what it looks like. It says, welcome to Steam Deck. Press any key or tap. Yeah, it's got the Steam button on it. That's kind of how you navigate to all the major things. Quick access button. Notifications and friends. And the power button's up top. We use that a lot. Volume's up top. We use that a lot today. And yeah, micro SD card, which we're gonna that'll actually be the last thing we do, is popping that in, I think. And then it says to have fun. Thank you. That is so nice. Awesome. Okay. I'm excited for this. Let's shut it down. And then we'll do our boot test. I don't think I'm going to be too let down if the boot time is exactly the same, because I'm going to convince myself that it was still worth it for the upgrade, just for the storage alone. That's how I'm feeling about this right now. Zoom out a little bit more. Steam Deck is off. We'll reset this. 36 seconds, so it was on the timer, but it was really closer to 35. Push the button. I felt stuff move. And as soon as we see the logo, we get it going. The other drive did have the update on it. I remember that I did install an update. There we go. Whoa! Look at that. That's awesome. Now I feel really good about that. That's cool. I mean, I don't know what I should expect that, right? It's faster storage, but we easily are 11 seconds faster on the boot time. Well worth it. If anyone stuck around from the beginning for that, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. That came real quick, but that was awesome. So the first round with the old drive, it took 36 seconds. And now with the new one, 24, almost 25 seconds. Nice. This is what we came for. Now imagine how that works when installing games or loading games. That's why you upgrade things. Cool. So with that, the last thing I'm going to do is just pop a micro SD card in here. This was in my Nintendo Switch. And then I filled that up, and so I got a new one. So we're adding, and that's been a while now, so I can erase this. This is an extra 128 gigabytes. And it's going to go in this bottom slot here. I think label side up. Yep, clicks in. It did not. Did it get in all the way? It did. Okay, so it goes in, but it doesn't just pop up and is like, hey, you got an SD card in there. Kind of have to go fish this out ourselves. This will be under the Steam menu, I guess. Settings. System. Format the SD card. The SD card. Yeah, we don't want to format the system memory, but it wouldn't let us do that anyway. That would just be stupid. It was just like, hey, do you want to nuke everything from inside the menu? Thank goodness for that. Yeah. Testing is what it says right now, so. Once again, we're coming to the end of the stream here. Just as soon as this is done, be wrapping up. I got some stuff to do. Took about a half hour longer than I was planning on, but that's okay. It's been fun hanging out and doing all these tests and stuff and getting this guy ready to go. I'm super excited to put some games on here now. I'm going to go find the biggest games that I can and install them. We're going to play like Minecraft and stuff. I'm going to put my Steam profile in the description too. I could use more Steam friends. If anyone wants to send me a friend request, please do. That would be nice. This is taking a while to test. It was a 128 gigabyte memory card, but I did not think it was going to take this long. And if anyone has any ideas for other tests that they'd like to see on the Steam Deck, if they're curious about the tech specs, or if they want to just see the desktop mode a little bit more, let me know. And maybe we'll turn that into a stream or just a video, and we can showcase that stuff. It is formatting now. Go. And once again, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already for more fun tech videos and shenanigans like this. I'm also on TikTok at printmeister_. I like to make short videos about video games, small electronics, and 3D printing. I also like to make long videos about those things too, but long videos take a long time to make. I don't know how these people that do this for a living do it. It's tough. I've got like 2 or 3 long format videos, and man, they're not even like 10 minutes, and that was like impossible. Still formatting our card here. I hope that the Steam Deck would default to the faster storage first when it comes to installing games. I'm going to have to look into that a little bit and see how that works. I have unclaimed Steam rewards. I thought I was going to say I unlocked a reward for formatting a micro SD card. Nope. But the notification went away. I don't think it said you're done, but it looks like it's done. Let's just take a look. Steam version, API version. See if we can find storage somewhere. There, storage option. Okay. I'm going to get myself out of the way here. So this is what we're working with now. It's too much zoom. So we went from 64 gigabytes, once more, for anyone who's new. We went from 64 gigabytes of the original pre-installed stuff, slower memory, and now we're rocking 256 off of a Western Digital NVMe M.2. I can't really see that text that well, but that's what it is. Take my word for it. And then I had an old micro SD card laying around from my Nintendo Switch that had filled up, and we popped that in there too. So now I've got a good amount of memory for games. And we ran, actually I'll leave that for the last part. While we waited for the OS to flash, we put, I got some accessories here that I put on this so that I could keep it nice, because, you know, I got these big sweaty man hands that just wear everything down. Silicone case, these little touch pads here, that or the stickers that cover the touch pads, something for the joysticks, and I got a dock that's going to let me put this out to the TV, which I'm stoked for. I will link everything in the description if anyone's got a Steam Deck and is kind of curious and maybe wants to get these things for themselves. It'll be an affiliate link. If you use it, great. If not, no big deal. Thank you in advance. And then finally, we did a boot test with the old memory card. We booted up from nothing into the home screen here with the original storage. That took about 35.5 seconds. And then the new storage, we got it done in about 24, almost 25 seconds. So I was pretty stoked for that. All right. That's it for me for now. Thanks so much, everyone who joined. And, you know, I hope you found this entertaining and worth watching. And if you got any comments or suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the section for those things, the comments section. And I'll see you on the next video. See you later. Thanks for watching. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day.